Hello, I'm Katy Fryd and I'm an artist, and I'm making these videos to give some hints and tips to some people who are just starting out. So this week I've been looking at organising an exhibition in London, and so basically there are galleries in London and other cities where you can hire out the spaces and you can put your exhibition on there. So if you get together with a group of other artists, you could, because it's quite expensive, but if you get together with a group of other artists you can make it slightly more reasonable to do that. Or you can do a solo exhibition if you can raise the funds. There's various ways of raising funds nowadays. But one of the things I was thinking, sort of what we're trying to get towards, what the goal is, depending on what kind of artist you've decided to be. But if your goal is to get into one of the major galleries, so the Tate Modern or the Whitechapel or other ones like that, or the Hayward gallery. So if your goal is to get into these major exhibitions in London, how do you get into them? Because they're not the ones that are paid. So you can hire out these other galleries, like Hayward has a Hayward project space, which I think might be possible to hire out. I need to check that. But all these other, there are like the Brick Lane Gallery, there are lots of galleries, but you can hire out the spaces. But how are they going to get you any nearer to having one of these major galleries contact you and say, will you come and do an exhibition in our gallery? So I've been looking at this, and on the Whitechapel Gallery site it does say that their I probably can't say this, curatorial team, all these major galleries will have a curatorial team. They'll have some curators. And so all these galleries will have this group of curators working out what exhibitions they're having and when, and so you need to get your work to them. You need to show them what you're doing, what your practice is about, so that at some point, I mean, they don't say this, but it's all research, and they're keen to hear from artists, emerging artists and established artists. So they're actually saying this, you know, we're keen to hear from you, so send us information. So for example, the Whitechapel are saying that they're happy to receive invitations, publications, e-flyers and web links. So by all means get your information. So if you're doing an exhibition in London, if you send them an invite to that exhibition, then one of their curators may come out and see your exhibition, and if they like it and they want something like that in their own gallery, then they might, you know, and if you've also sent them various things over a certain amount of time and they can see that you're a practicing artist and you're serious and you're staying in doing it and everything, then at some point they may say, you know, we'd like to put an exhibition on of your work in our gallery. So I think that's how they do it, and that's sort of what I'm working towards myself. So yeah, I just sort of thought I'd pass that on because I discovered that and I wanted to pass that on to other people. So yeah, I think if you've got an exhibition happening in London or wherever, if you can find out the galleries that you cannot pay to have your work in, but if you get all their details and you can email them and start a relationship with them, or send them your information about your work, like I said, e-flyers, web links, publications. So even if you've got a leaflet with some of your work in, or if you've made a book with some of your work in, just so that they get to know you as an artist and what kind of work you do. So yeah, that's my little tip for today, and see you next week. Okay, thank you, bye. Oh, and don't forget to like if that was helpful, comment, subscribe, ask me some questions, go and find me on Facebook, Twitter, and yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you, bye.